The winds howled across the mountains of Macedonia. Thunder cracked the sky the night a child was born. His name was Alexander. His father, Philip II of Macedon, was a powerful king. His mother, Olympias, believed her son was destined for greatness. Legend whispers that on the night Alexander was born, the great temple of Artemis burned, as if the gods themselves were announcing his arrival. As a young boy, Alexander was no ordinary prince. He was trained by one of the greatest minds in history, Aristotle. From him, Alexander learned philosophy, science, medicine, and the art of thinking like a king. But Alexander didn't just want knowledge. He wanted glory. One day, a wild horse was brought before the king. No one could control it. The horse's name was Bucephalus. Then a young Alexander stepped forward. He noticed something no one else did. The horse was afraid of its own shadow. Turning the horse toward the sun, Alexander gently calmed it, and then mounted it. The crowd fell silent. The boy who tamed the untamable would soon conquer the unconquerable. At just 20 years old, tragedy struck. His father, King Philip II, was assassinated. Enemies rose, rebels plotted, kingdoms doubted him. But Alexander acted swiftly. He crushed rebellions, silenced enemies, united his kingdom. And then, he turned his eyes toward the greatest empire of all, the mighty Persian Empire. With an army of fearless warriors, Alexander marched into Asia. Battle after battle, victory after victory. At the Battle of Issus, he defeated the powerful Persian king Darius III. Against all odds, Alexander, outnumbered and young, proved unstoppable. Cities fell, kingdoms surrendered. The world had never seen anything like him. Alexander marched through deserts, crossed mountains, and faced endless dangers. He entered Egypt, where he was welcomed as a god. There, he founded a city that would carry his name forever, Alexandria. A city of knowledge, culture, and power. A symbol of his dream, to unite the world. Alexander didn't stop. He pushed further east, into the lands of India. There he faced one of his toughest battles, the Battle of the Hydaspes against King Porus. Even after victory, Alexander was impressed by Porus's bravery. Instead of destroying him, Alexander made him an ally. Because Alexander didn't just conquer lands, he conquered hearts. But even the greatest armies grow tired. After years of endless war, his soldiers refused to go further. They stood at the edge of the unknown and said no. For the first time, Alexander had to turn back. At just 32 years old, in the city of Babylon, Alexander fell ill. The man who defeated empires could not defeat death. As he lay on his deathbed, his generals asked, "Who will inherit your empire?" With his final breath, Alexander whispered, "To the strongest." And just like that, the greatest conqueror in history was gone. He was not just a king. He was a storm, a dreamer, a conqueror of worlds, Alexander the Great, a name that echoes through eternity.